Mercedes boss Toto Wolff has absolutely lost it, branding the latest rumors surrounding the 2026 power unit complete and utter nonsense. The paddock is currently a war zone following reports that rival teams have formed a literal cartel to take down a massive technical advantage Mercedes supposedly uncovered.
Maybe tomorrow we're inventing something else. That I don't know. I've been on the Epstein files. God knows what. I mean, you're not happy with me saying that, no? I was too young. What? Yeah, I mustn't say that. You make a protest now, no?
The accusation is a total bombshell, a sophisticated trick regarding compression ratios that could be delivering an eye-watering 30 horsepower boost over the rest of the field. This technical scandal erupted due to a massive oversight in Article C5.4.3 of the FIA technical regulations. While the rule strictly mandates a 16.0 compression ratio limit, the loophole exists because the FIA specifies the measurement be taken at ambient temperature. This is where Mercedes' genius, or gray area engineering, comes in. The rumor is they've engineered a block that passes the static scrutineering in the garage, but once the ERS and internal combustion sync up and hit 130 Celsius on track, the materials expand to unlock a much higher performance ceiling. The pressure is mounting as Mercedes faces an unprecedented 4-on-1 assault. Ferrari, Renault, Audi, and Honda have reportedly put their differences aside to force an emergency FIA electronic vote. They are desperate to close this loophole before the March 1st homologation deadline, fearing they'll be left in the dust by a poisoned engine. It's a political chess move designed to nerf the silver arrows before the new era even begins, and the tension between the manufacturers has reached a breaking point. Toto Wolff didn't hold back, mockingly reminding his rivals that Formula One has always been about who reads the rulebook better. He dismissed the cartel as a group of sore losers, pointedly stating that if Mercedes found a way to maximize the physics of thermal expansion, it's simply superior engineering. He fired a final parting shot saying, "This time they are the ones complaining. Next time, maybe we'll be the ones teaming up against someone else." A complete fiasco during the standing start simulations has turned the final minutes of this testing session into a nightmare, sending the FIA into a state of maximum alert. Oscar Piastri didn't hold back, branding the new 2026 Formula One start procedure a recipe for absolute disaster. The McLaren driver warned that the gap between a perfect launch and a botched one is no longer measured in meters, but in 6 or 7 positions lost instantly. The risk of triggering the anti-stall is now astronomical because the regulations force drivers to pin the engine at maximum RPM for a staggering 10 seconds before dumping the clutch. With the total removal of the MGU-H, the turbocharger no longer has electrical assistance to spool up while the car is stationary. Drivers are now forced to prime the turbo manually, screaming the engine at 12,000 RPM while waiting for the back of the grid to form. But here is the critical technical danger. To create load and spin that turbine, the MGU-K starts generating massive amounts of electricity. If you're sitting on pole and the start is delayed, your battery pack could overheat or even suffer a total blackout due to overcharge, forcing a DNF before the lights even go out. Rumor has it that Ferrari has pulled off a masterstroke by designing a significantly smaller turbocharger that spools up almost instantly, guaranteeing a perfect launch without this mechanical agony. Fred Vasseur has already sent a chilling warning to the FIA, stating he won't tolerate any late rule changes, basically saying, if you designed your car wrong, deal with the consequences. Meanwhile, McLaren and Red Bull are desperately lobbying the FIA to allow battery deployment below 50 km/h, just to prevent these cars from looking like expensive statues stuck on the grid. Will the FIA cave to the pressure from Red Bull and McLaren? Or will we see half the grid stalling when the season kicks off? It feels like we are heading toward a massive safety issue if these power units can't handle a simple standing start. Is Ferrari's mini turbo the ultimate secret weapon? Or is Vasseur just playing mind games? This is political warfare at its finest. Fernando Alonso is reportedly reeling from the sheer level of incompetence currently paralyzing Aston Martin. What was marketed as year one of the Adrian Newey supremacy has morphed into an unprecedented technical nightmare. The Sakhir paddock is absolutely buzzing with the grim reality that the Silverstone-based squad is officially the backmarker of the grid.
Through turns 1 and 2.
Trailing the leaders by a staggering, humiliating 4-second margin per lap. This isn't just a slow start, it's a total systemic collapse. The bombshell dropping behind the scenes is that Adrian Newey's promotion to a centralized technical dictator role is triggering a massive internal rift. Reliable sources indicate that Andy Cowell, the Mercedes engine genius who moved to Aston, is furious with Newey's obsession over aggressive aerodynamics. While Newey is chasing X-Factor downforce on the AMR26, the Honda power unit is suffering from chronic terminal overheating. Why? Because Newey's ultra-tight packaging is suffocating the engine. It seems Newey's ego might be sabotaging the very reliability needed to finish a race.
He hablado con alguien del entorno de Fernando. Básicamente no es ninguna información técnica, es un sentimiento, ¿no? Y lo que me decía esta persona es otro año más en el infierno, otro año más de sufrimiento.
Es muy duro escuchar esto.
The situation is so dire that internal data suggests Aston Martin has completed 400 fewer laps than their rivals due to constant glitches in the electrical systems and the gearbox, which, for the first time, is being manufactured in-house. The car is described as undrivable, heavy, sluggish, and terrifyingly unstable under braking, leading to constant front-wheel lockups. Alonso is trying to keep his cool for the cameras, but his 1,000-yard stare in the garage says it all. Is the 2026 L plan officially dead on arrival? The technical partnership with Honda is currently a total train wreck. Shintaro Orihara, Honda's boss, admitted that the integration between the Japanese power unit and the British chassis has been a catastrophe. To make matters worse, rumors are swirling that the specialized Aramco sustainable fuel isn't combusting correctly within the new engine chambers, leading to a massive loss of raw horsepower. While Ferrari is flying and Mercedes is sandbagging with a rumored 30 HP advantage, Aston Martin can't even finish a long run without the car triggering limp mode or suffering a total energy blackout. Ferrari has just turned Formula One aerodynamics upside down, quite literally. The Maranello squad has unleashed the SF26 with an active rear wing that defies everything we thought we knew about the drag reduction system. Instead of a simple flap opening, the entire upper element rotates a full 180 degrees until it is completely upside down. Lewis Hamilton was the one tasked with testing this absolute insanity on the Sakhir straights. The goal? To slash aerodynamic drag to near zero levels. Leaked telemetry data suggests a brutal 6.2 mile/hour advantage in top-end speed. It is a genius tactical play exploiting a massive 2026 regulatory loophole where there is no specific limit on flap rotation, provided the transition takes less than 400 milliseconds. But wait, the plot thickens because this is part of a high-stakes aerodynamic combo that has the paddock reeling. Yesterday, Ferrari shocked everyone with an exhaust-blown wing that harnesses engine gases to feed the diffuser for insane cornering grip. The catch? That setup creates massive drag on the straights. This new inverted wing is the antidote to that poison. It effectively cancels out the drag penalty while the car maintains rail-like downforce in the corners. Rivals like Christian Horner are already sniffing around, questioning if this total rotation violates the limited movable aerodynamics spirit. Will the Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile pull the plug before we even hit Melbourne? The Ferrari team principal is reportedly furious over the governing body's hesitation to rule on the Mercedes engine, which is rumored to be using an illegal compression ratio to unlock an extra 30 horsepower. Frédéric Vasseur snapped, calling it an absolute disgrace to be 2 weeks away from the season opener without knowing if the power units are compliant. For him, the FIA is being dangerously negligent, allowing Mercedes to run with a juiced-up advantage until August, while Ferrari has to invent wild wing tricks just to compensate for the massive horsepower deficit. The big question now is, has Ferrari found the ultimate weapon to take down the Mercedes engine? If this inverted wing is homologated, Hamilton will have a rocket ship on the straights and a vacuum cleaner in the corners. But the risk is sky-high. Lewis was trapped in the garage for nearly 2 hours after just 5 laps, indicating that the 180-degree rotation mechanism is extremely unstable and could suffer a catastrophic failure at over 200 miles per hour at any second. Is Ferrari's flipper wing the greatest innovation of the decade, or is it a mechanical disaster waiting to happen? Should the rules be changed to help the struggling teams, or should Ferrari be rewarded for their engineering genius?